The Toyota that helped the SAS hunt ISIS. Not every military legend begins with a tank or a fighter jet. Sometimes it begins with an ordinary pickup truck. For decades, one vehicle had become almost inseparable from the British Special Air Service, the Land Rover. It carried SAS soldiers through deserts, across mountains, and into some of the world's most dangerous missions. It wasn't glamorous. It wasn't heavily armored, but it had earned its place in military history. Then, almost without anyone noticing, something changed. The Land Rover quietly disappeared. In its place, a white Toyota Land Cruiser appeared. Not painted in military camouflage. Not covered in British markings. Just an ordinary-looking pickup truck. The same kind you might find on a construction site, or parked outside a farm. The same vehicle, used by ISIS. At first glance, that decision made absolutely no sense. Why would one of the world's most elite special forces deliberately choose a truck that looked exactly like the vehicles driven by the enemy? The answer had nothing to do with cost, or reliability, or even speed. It had everything to do with survival, because modern warfare had changed. The battlefields of Iraq and Syria looked nothing like the deserts the SAS had fought across decades earlier. There were no clear front lines, no safe roads, no obvious enemy positions. Danger could appear from anywhere: a rooftop, a marketplace, a narrow alley, or a single parked vehicle waiting to explode. Every movement mattered. Every mistake could be fatal, and sometimes the safest way to hide was to look completely ordinary. Long before the first modified Toyota rolled into combat, military planners had already realized something uncomfortable. Traditional military vehicles attracted attention. Armored patrol vehicles stood out immediately. Large convoys announced their presence from miles away. Even helicopters could reveal an operation before it had truly begun. For a force like the SAS, whose greatest weapon had always been surprise, that was becoming a serious problem. They didn't need a vehicle that looked powerful. They needed one that nobody would notice. That single idea would completely reshape how British special forces moved across some of the most dangerous battlefields on Earth. Because in a war against an enemy hiding among civilians, looking like a soldier, could be the fastest way to become a target. And sometimes, the most dangerous vehicle on the battlefield was the one that looked completely harmless. By the early 2010s, the SAS faced a battlefield unlike anything they had known before. In Iraq, and later in Syria, the enemy didn't fight in large formations. There were no armored divisions advancing across open desert, no clear front lines. Instead, small groups appeared without warning, attacked, then disappeared into nearby towns before anyone could react. They blended into everyday life. The truck parked outside a bakery could belong to a farmer, or it could carry a machine gun hidden beneath a tarp. That uncertainty changed everything. The iconic Land Rover, the vehicle that had served British special forces for generations, was suddenly becoming a disadvantage. Its shape was instantly recognizable. Its military modifications stood out. Even from a distance, experienced fighters knew exactly what they were looking at. And once they recognized it, the element of surprise was gone. For an organization built around stealth, that was unacceptable. The SAS needed something different. Not a faster vehicle, not a heavier one, a smarter one. They began looking for a truck that could disappear into the environment. One vehicle kept appearing everywhere they looked: the Toyota Land Cruiser 79. It wasn't famous because of military contracts. It earned its reputation the hard way. Across Africa, the Middle East, and Australia, the Land Cruiser had become legendary for one simple reason: it almost never quit. Extreme heat, endless sand, rocky mountain trails, thousands of kilometers without proper roads. The Toyota simply kept moving. Aid organizations trusted it. Oil companies depended on it. Farmers relied on it every day. Ironically, so did armed groups across the Middle East. ISIS operated hundreds of them. Militias used them. Local security forces drove them. To anyone watching from above, one white Toyota looked almost identical to another. That was exactly what the SAS wanted. Instead of standing out, they could disappear into the traffic around them. But buying a civilian pickup truck didn't mean it was ready for war. Far from it. Underneath its ordinary appearance, the vehicle would undergo a remarkable transformation. The British defense company Jankel was given a difficult mission: keep the truck looking civilian, while turning it into something capable of surviving special operations. Every modification had to remain discreet. The suspension was strengthened, allowing the vehicle to carry far more weight than its civilian counterpart. The chassis received reinforcement for harsh off-road conditions. Heavy-duty wheels replaced the standard setup. Run-flat tires reduced the risk of being stranded after taking fire. Inside, military communications systems were carefully installed: encrypted radios, satellite navigation, secure antennas, everything the operators needed without drawing unnecessary attention. Even weapon mounts were designed with flexibility in mind. Depending on the mission, the same truck could carry machine guns, grenade launchers, or remain almost completely unarmed to preserve its disguise. From the outside, it still looked like an ordinary Toyota, but underneath, it had quietly become one of the most capable special operations vehicles on the battlefield. And soon, it would prove exactly why that deception mattered. The true genius of the vehicle wasn't its engine or its weapons. It was the fact that almost nobody looked at it twice. Imagine driving through a small town in eastern Syria. Every street is filled with white pickup trucks. Aid organizations use them. Local farmers use them. Construction crews use them. ISIS uses them. Now imagine trying to spot one truck carrying 4 British Special Forces operators. The true genius of the vehicle wasn't its engine or its weapons. It was the fact that almost nobody looked at it twice. Imagine driving through a small town in eastern Syria. Every street is filled with white pickup trucks. Aid organizations use them. Local farmers use them. Construction crews use them. ISIS uses them. Now imagine trying to spot one truck carrying 4 British Special Forces operators. You probably couldn't. And that was exactly the point. For decades, military vehicles had been designed to intimidate. Massive tires, armor plating, heavy machine guns, camouflage paint. The Toyota did the opposite. It blended in. From a distance, it looked like another civilian truck heading to work. But hidden inside was a highly trained SAS patrol capable of changing an entire operation. You probably couldn't. And that was exactly the point. For decades, military vehicles had been designed to intimidate. Massive tires, armor plating, heavy machine guns, Camouflage paint. The Toyota did the opposite. It blended in. From a distance, it looked like another civilian truck heading to work. But hidden inside was a highly trained SAS patrol capable of changing an entire operation. The concept wasn't new. The SAS had always believed that mobility and surprise were more valuable than heavy armor. Back in World War II, their modified jeeps crossed hundreds of miles of desert behind enemy lines. During later conflicts, the famous Pink Panther Land Rovers became symbols of long-range reconnaissance. The mission had never changed. Only the vehicle had. The battlefield demanded a new kind of camouflage, not paint, not branches, not nets, normality. The Toyota became invisible because it looked exactly like everything else. But there was another reason the Land Cruiser earned the trust of special forces: reliability. Special operations rarely happen close to friendly bases. Sometimes a patrol spends days, even weeks, far from any support. If a vehicle breaks down, there is no recovery truck coming, no maintenance depot waiting nearby. The mission could be over. Or worse, lives could be lost. That's where Toyota's reputation became priceless. The Land Cruiser 79 had already proven itself across some of the harshest environments on Earth. Mechanics knew it, drivers trusted it. Replacement parts were available across the Middle East. Even in remote towns, finding parts for a Toyota was far easier than finding components for a specialized military vehicle. That meant fewer delays, simpler repairs, and greater confidence before every mission. To military planners, those advantages were worth far more than impressive specifications on paper. Because the best special operations vehicle is the one that actually gets you home. And before long, the SAS would put that philosophy to the ultimate test. Deep inside Syria, where one mistake could expose everything, the world didn't know the SAS had changed vehicles. At least, not at first. Special operations are designed to stay invisible. Success is measured by what never becomes public. Then, in 2016, everything changed. A BBC News team visiting the remote Syrian outpost of Al-Tamf captured something unexpected. Parked among local forces were several white Toyota Land Cruisers unlike any ordinary civilian pickup. At first glance, they looked almost identical to the thousands of Toyotas driving across Syria. But a closer look revealed reinforced frames, heavy machine guns, anti-tank missiles, military radios, and British Special Forces standing beside them. Without realizing it, the cameras had revealed one of the SAS's newest tools. The images spread quickly. Military analysts immediately recognized what they were looking at. The British hadn't abandoned mobility. They had reinvented it. For years, many people assumed the Toyota had been chosen simply because it was reliable. That was only part of the story. The real advantage was psychological. ISIS fighters had become used to seeing Toyotas everywhere. They drove them, civilians drove them, humanitarian organizations drove them. A white Land Cruiser rarely attracted attention. An armored military patrol always did. By the time someone realized the approaching Toyota wasn't carrying aid workers, it was often too late. The operators were already in position, or the mission was already complete. That kind of deception cannot be measured by horsepower or armor thickness. It is measured by seconds. Sometimes, just a few seconds are enough to save an entire patrol. The Toyota offered another advantage: logistics. Military supply chains are slow. Civilian ones are everywhere. A damaged suspension, a broken radiator, or a worn clutch could often be replaced using locally available Toyota parts. No special shipments, no waiting weeks for military components. That simplicity kept the vehicles moving. And in special operations, mobility is survival. The more defense analysts studied the vehicle, the more they realized something remarkable. The SAS hadn't simply selected a civilian truck. They had selected the most common truck in the region, then quietly transformed it into a platform capable of supporting some of the world's most demanding missions. From a distance, it looked completely ordinary. Up close, it was anything but. And before long, other special operations forces around the world started paying very close attention. As the years passed, the Toyota Land Cruiser became something far greater than just another military vehicle. It became proof that modern warfare was changing. For generations, military power had been measured by bigger tanks, heavier armor, and louder engines. But the battlefields of the 21st century rewarded something different: adaptability. The ability to blend in, to move unnoticed, to strike without warning, and to disappear before anyone understood what had happened. The SAS understood that lesson early. They didn't abandon the legendary Land Rover because it had failed. The Land Rover had served with distinction for decades, from the deserts of North Africa to the mountains of Afghanistan. It had earned its place in military history. But every battlefield creates new challenges, and every generation of special forces must adapt. The Toyota wasn't chosen because it was exciting. It was chosen because it solved a problem. It looked ordinary while performing extraordinary missions. That philosophy continues to influence special operations today. Across the Middle East, Africa, and other conflict zones, modified civilian vehicles have become an essential part of modern warfare, not because they're cheaper, but because they offer something armored vehicles often cannot equal. They disappear into the background. In wars where drones constantly watch from above, where satellites track movement, and where every unusual vehicle attracts attention, looking ordinary has become a powerful tactical advantage. The Toyota Land Cruiser 79 proved that sometimes the best camouflage isn't camouflage at all. It's familiarity. Today, many of the details surrounding SAS operations remain classified. The exact missions, the routes they traveled, and the lives they saved may never become public. That's the nature of special operations. The greatest successes are often the ones the world never hears about. But one fact is impossible to ignore. When one of the world's most respected special forces quietly replaces a legendary military vehicle with what appears to be an ordinary pickup truck, people pay attention, not because the truck is famous, but because the decision reveals how modern war is really fought. The deadliest weapon isn't always the biggest, it isn't always the fastest, and it certainly isn't always the most expensive. Sometimes, it's the one nobody notices, the white Toyota driving past without attracting a second glance, until it's already too late. And perhaps that's exactly why the SAS chose it. Not to look powerful, but to remain invisible. Because in special operations, the mission is often won long before the first shot is ever fired.